I landed into industrial engineering because at some point I realized I wanted to be an engineer. Well, I was 23 when I decided to move to Sweden, and I was going there all by myself, and I have never lived alone. I've always been with my family, and then I was going to move to the other side of the world all by myself. I didn't speak the language. I didn't know anything about the culture. I didn't have friends here, nothing at all. I mean, nothing is permanent, let's say. So I can give it a try, and if I don't like it, then I can find something else, probably. I mean, if you don't dare to try those things, then it's maybe you're missing of something and you just don't know it. So yeah, that's, I think, the my message.
Hola, and welcome to the Dare to Start interview series. My name is Alina, and for 30 days, I've been talking with brave women and men who have dared to start, something that maybe felt scary at first, but they still took the courage to take the first step. And the idea is to show you that with every big accomplishment is because you had that courage to take that first step. And today, I am extremely honored to interview to Marcela Garrido, who is, I'm going to say family Marce, because she is my sister's-in-law sister. And I know her for more than 15 years, I think, and always on the sidelines. But my sister-in-law has always kept me informed about her amazing career, which is what we're going to talk about today. So, Marce, thank you so much for being here.
Hello, thank you, Alina, for having me. It's super nice to have this talk with you.
Thank you, thank you. It's an honor for me. So let's just get started with you. So can you just tell us a little bit about you?
Yes. So my name is Marcela. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Colombia, from Barranquilla. Now I have been living in Sweden for 6 years, and I studied industrial engineer back in Colombia.
And a fun fact, she speaks four languages. And precisely, well, I mean, there is a lot of stuff here. Moving to Sweden, living there for 6 years. But I think that the main topic that I would like to learn more about you, it's your career. You mentioned industrial engineering, so let's
Mhm.
just talk about that. Why you picked that major, and a little bit of how that major brought you to Sweden.
Yes, of course. Well, in the beginning, I would say I really didn't know what I wanted to study. So I think that's very, very normal when you have to decide at 16, 17 years old. Um, so then I think I started to think a bit of the things that I actually liked to do, or even what I was good at school. And then, yeah, I started to read a little bit about what was available, different options, and then I landed into industrial engineering because at some point I realized I wanted to be an engineer, but then there's many different options as well in there. But I landed into this one, and I think the main reason why I chose it was because it is a career that allows you to have multiple fields. It's not like you are only like in this small box. Rather, it's quite wide. So I could do pretty much anything I wanted with it. From HR, any administrative tasks, production, logistics, um, pretty much anything that came to mind. And I think that was for me the key, and that was what was really exciting about studying it, because yeah, I felt a bit more free, more open, and also I always like to try new things. And you will see that also like in my career, all the different jobs that I have had throughout it, it's being all completely different to the other, and that's also quite exciting and quite good because I mean I'm learning different things, and then also even though it may seem like it's not the same or is not connected what I'm doing, it also helps me in the next position that I'm having.
That I
Mm.
didn't know that you could do from HR to sales to production with industrial engineering. That is amazing. So let's dig more into that. I mean, you don't have to go into much details, of course, if you want
Mhm.
to go for it. But just kind of like my first job was about this, my second one, and like, what are you now? Because I'm curious about all these different aspects of your career.
Yes, of course. So my first job, it was as an intern, and I was working with sustainability and around the communities because I was working back then in a mine in Colombia. And then it was mostly, I would say, kind of a project management position. And then I was taking care and looking into the different jobs and that were being done in the area of influence in the mine, like sustainability, community with the kids, everyone that was affected and involved of the operations itself. And that was, I think, really, really rewarding for me. It was super nice to go and work with people, and it was also a lot of learnings when it comes to project management. Um, After that one, then I started working for some months as purchasing manager, also in Colombia, but then it was in a construction company. Um, yeah, then there I was mostly in charge of buying all the materials that they needed for the sites itself. And then there were like, I don't know, at that time, maybe 5 different construction buildings happening that we were part of. So we needed to make sure that everything was there on time and the exact material that they needed with the exact measurements, everything, so nothing goes to waste. And then after that job, then I got a job in Sweden. It was the reason I moved to Sweden actually, because I got this job. And it was kind of an internship as well, but then it turned into a more, after the internship ended, then it turned into a regular position there in Sweden. And then this was as value management analyst. And maybe the title doesn't say much, but it was a really fun job. And what I was doing a lot was like making some workshops and taking some competitors' products and our products and kind of tear them apart and see what was the bill of materials and try to see if we could save money in some of these components. Like we would have some cost engineers and then they would do the calculations and then we would really get to understand like how much was creating our product versus the competitors, and if there was something that we could like benchmark from it or do similar, or I don't know, just change material sometimes could save some money in that case. So that was very, very, very fun to do and very interesting. And then in the end, in that job, I was also working a bit on creating like packaging instructions for the production line. So how they should pack the products and like the boxes and all these things, creating the manuals for them to put the products in the boxes. And that was quite interesting because I've never thought I would do that. And it was, yeah, it was fun as well to to work on that and try to explain a bit how to do things. Um,
That's cool.
yeah. And then after that job, it's my current job that I've been doing now for 3 years. And I'm working for the automotive industry now. And well, I'm working as sales engineer, but also account manager. And well, mostly I work with the specifications for our vehicles and a lot with partner companies that are working together with us. Um, and then, yeah, how to keep the partnership, but also how we can combine like both our products that they are fitting well and that they are working properly. Um, and then now recently, since I think a year ago, I started to have my own account. So I'm working directly with this company and having contact just to keep like the partnership going and improve the relationship between us and them. And yeah, it's been really really rewarding and really a lot of learning for me, I think, in this role, because I've never like have to deal around yeah, growing together with another company and the partnership. And yeah, it's been really interesting. And then also since some months back, I started to work with some projects as project management leader for one of big project in the company. And I think that's been really really good, especially uh, for my leadership development. So yeah, it's been really really nice, and I feel like a lot of doors have been opened like little by little along the way. And yeah, it's always something to learn and something to bring together.
Unbelievable. I mean, who would have thought? Did you ever imagine that with your first internship in sustainability, that you were going to end it up in Sweden, now doing project management, leading different projects? You are definitely right when it comes to all the things. Like I was just taking notes of everything: sustainability, improvement, value management. I think that job will like figure it out what the competitors are doing and try to breaking apart and building something better and more cost effective. That sounds really cool. In the now you're in the automotive industry doing sales, account management, partnerships, project management. So yeah, I definitely understand when you say that with industrial engineering, you can do a little bit of everything. And I think as you were talking, another theme that came to mind is all the changes in roles and also in places of living. I love how when you were expressing yourself, all these changes, you didn't mention it more like, oh, like a challenge or it's difficult. You were like, oh, I'm just learning. Like I continue and I'm learning and I'm learning.
Mhm,
Like, for example, from my side, it would be like, I don't know about automotive. How I'm gonna get into that industry? Or I don't know about even living in
mhm,
Sweden to go about that. So I think you are built. Your personality is extremely flexible and like built for changes.
mhm,
Um, so I guess two things there because this interview is also about like inspiring and learning from each other.
mhm,
So people can start doing their thing. So one, what do you think is your key to being so flexible and willing to take changes? And let's just start with that one first.
yeah. I mean, I think in my mind process, my thought process, it's a little bit like, how would I know if I like it or not if I don't try it? You know, like, I mean, nothing is permanent, let's say. So I can give it a try, and if I don't like it, then I can find something else, probably. So of course it's not like I'm going like without fear. Of course I feel fear sometimes, but I don't want it to stop me. Maybe there's something that I find that I have never thought about or I didn't even know it existed, and then I try it and I realized, oh, this is what I want to do, this is my passion, or yeah, this was just meant to be. I mean, if you just don't give it a try, then you really don't know.
That is true. That is true. And I also love what you said about nothing is permanent. I mean, that is something very simple, um, but I don't think it's easy for a lot of people to understand because
Mm,
I feel like I was talking with some students that are also in the 17 area that they need to pick their major, and they were like so anxious, like, I don't know what I want. And I'm like, just pick something that you like, and eventually you're going to find
mhm.
your passion. But sometimes we have that feeling that any decision that I make, it's permanent. The place that I live, my career, my job. So I love how you said that. And yeah, if you don't try it, like how you know if you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
You also mentioned fear, and I think that's the other question that I wanted to ask you is, um, I mean, you're here and you're saying it very nice and just chill and relax, which I love. But throughout all this time, whenever you have encountered fear or whenever you have encountered challenges, how do you go about that?
I mean, I think one of the biggest challenges was when I decided to move to Sweden. Well, to start with, I didn't know much about the country when I decided to move. I mean, I don't think you hear so much about it in day to day. So, I mean, when I got this job, I was like, okay, I want to say yes. I don't know what is gonna happen. I don't know how things are gonna be there. Eh, but I was okay. Let's let's try. And I think it was quite a big change for me. I mean, not only working life and so on, but personally, it was a really, really big change because, well, I was 23 when I decided to move to Sweden, and I was going there all by myself, and I have never lived alone. I've always been with my family, and then I was going to move to the other side of the world all by myself. I didn't speak the language. I didn't know anything about the culture. I didn't have friends here, nothing at all. So, I mean, I think that was a big challenge, especially in the first months, how to adjust myself to things. And I think the key for me, at least in this case, was I tried to find people. Like I was asking everything to everyone. Like some good thing that my manager at that moment did was she found a girl from Latin America, from Mexico, and the first thing he did, like second date or something, he connected me to her. And
Nice.
then, yeah, and then she was like my go-to person to ask everything. And like she first week she helped me go shopping for winter clothes because I mean I arrived in summer but I was freezing.
Mhm. Yep.
So, and I didn't really know what I needed to buy because everything was so different and so new. I was used to plus 30 degrees all year round, and now here we had seasons and much colder climate. So I really didn't know what I was doing at the moment. So I think, I mean, relying on people, it's really a good advice. And I think that also has worked in other aspects, also at work. Um, like some projects that I have never thought of doing, and then someone says, I think you would be really good at doing this. Do you want to do it? Then maybe they saw something in me that I didn't see, and then okay, yeah, sure, let's try, let's see what happens. So it's, I think, like it's not even like when you're alone, then somehow you find people around that are still willing to help and to guide you a little bit, and all those things. And I think that was really a big help for me to also like get a little bit into the culture, and realize that this was a place that I wanted to stay for a
Yeah.
longer time.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah. A very bold move, bold change. Yeah, it is a completely different world. I think it's, I mean, the European culture, the Scandinavian culture, I am fascinated by it. But yeah, it can definitely be hard at the beginning, and learning how they are and all that stuff. So, wow, Marcia, thank you. You now are ready for anything. Well,
Let's see.
I could keep like asking so many things because I think your career and you as a person, you're very interested because your perspective in life is very fresh and very unique and very different
Mhm.
from what I normally see, at least here in the US. So thank you for sharing all this wonderful information. And if somebody's watching this and they either wants to get into engineering, wants to move to another country, wants to move to Europe, wants to just make a bold move like you have done, what is one advice, one thing that you would like to share with them?
Yeah. I think it's a bit what I have talked today about, and it's mostly like if you haven't tried, then you will not know if you like it or not. Maybe it's something you have never heard of, that, and then you learn of it, and it's what will make you happy, or a new place, or I don't know, finding a new group of friends that are thinking like you, finding a job that is your passion, finding a place where you feel at home. I mean, if you don't dare to try those things, then it's maybe you're missing of something and you just don't know it. So yeah, that's, I think, the my message.
Amazing. And if it fits perfectly with the name of the interview, which is Dare to Start. So I love it. It's like
Yeah.
Dare to Try it. Amazing. So, how people can connect with you? What's your LinkedIn or your social media?
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn as Marcela Garrido Marin. I can send you the link
Okay.
later as well.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Marce, thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I really hope that you learn and gain a very different, fresh perspectives on how to take new challenges. I know that I did. I also want to remind you that we're doing the Dare to Start challenge. It's very simple. You send us your idea about either the business that you want to start or how you want to grow it, and then we'll give you very simple marketing lessons to kind of help you get started with that idea. And then the whole idea is to help you give that first step no matter what. So the information is also in the link below. Again, Marce, thank you so much for all your time and all your knowledge. And I'll see everybody in the next interview.
Thank
Bye.
you.